modern science starts with Shravana, then Manana, then Nididhyasana, leading to Jnana. That is the schematic that we have. And what is the result of that? Jnana, that you unravel our original Swarupa. We will understand what we are. And when we understand what we are, then we will be able to bring about all those original qualities and grand dimensions. So, what does the Upanishad say? Upanishad tells that you are not just this body, you heard. And what is our original state? That is infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite freedom, infinite bliss. Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa you are, said. And this has to be unraveled. That is, the whole process has been beautifully depicted. So you have to start conducting the experiments for that. And I told you how the Bhrigu conducted this experiment. How through the guidance of his teacher Varuna, he unraveled his original source. Thinking that he is only the body, he thought Annam Brahmeti Vajana. He thought that Anna is Brahma. And matter, the whole of Brahman is nothing but matter. This is what modern science has unraveled over 400 years of its research. Then the teacher said you have to go further. This is where we are today in modern science, going beyond the physical to understand what is prana. What characterizes prana? What are the laws that govern prana? So we have to unravel. So our Bhrigu unraveled this mystery and found prana is Brahma. Then the teacher says you go further. You may have the body, you may have the prana, but you may be in a state of unconscious. So mind, Mano Brahmeti Vedana. Then also teacher says you go further. This is how you go deeper and deeper and deeper in your understanding, in your experience, in your transformation. Then we understand we have the mind, but if I am a neurotic, just like that boy who had all the brilliance, but he went neurotic. Then you understand that the controller of the mind, the Vijnana, is the essence, the Brahma. And finally, he says that we go beyond all thoughts, go into the deep silence that the bliss. It's the whole process that unravels. So what is the result of that? He has the right knowledge that I am the pure consciousness, I am that infinite knowledge, bliss and others. If the real total transformation occurs, then he will have all the siddhis and the powers and the total freedom, like Hanuman. How Hanuman had all the power and ability. So, there is an interesting story that is brought forth. There was a shepherd who every day used to take the goats and the sheep to the nearby forest, and they all used to graze the grass. So every day he will take in the morning, they will all have nice grass, eating, and they will all come back in the evening. And it is just by this forest, so sometimes tiger and lions also used to come, he used to be very, very careful. Once it happened that when all the sheep in this were grazing, it was almost in the afternoon, a lion came. It's a female lion, lioness. And all the sheep started running. The goats also started running. shepherd boy said, come on, go fast, go fast, go fast. You know, and all started running. But Simha, that lion, is so fast, so terrible. It started coming. And it just pounced on one of the sheep, just escaped. But because it fell, it was very pregnant. It was carrying the last day. It fell. The beautiful cub, the lion's baby, came out. It delivered a baby. And because of the strain and the exhaustion, this lion died. So what was left? Only the small baby lion was left. Then shepherd saw, oh, lion has died. We are all saved. But the baby was very pretty. So he took that baby and brought home and went on taking care of the baby nicely. And every day what it will do, every day it will go around with the sheep and they will also eat grass. And just like all the sheep were doing, the baby also learned all the habits of the sheep and it started growing and growing, becoming bigger and bigger. And then it has to learn how to make sound. How does the sheep make sound? So like that it also started learning, like the sheep. It went on doing like this thing. Now 6 months over, 1 year over, the lion has become really big. But what you are doing? Eating grass and producing sound like sheep. And everything was going. Every day it would go in the morning, along with the sheep, come back with the sheep. Doing everything like the sheep. Then it was 1.5 years. Then another lion came, big lion from the forest. And it came running. Then again shepherd told, come on, everybody run, escape. Otherwise this lion is going to chase you. All the sheep started running very fast. But lion's speed was very high. But when it started coming, it found, hey, there is one lion here. And how that's also is running. What is the matter? What the lion said? Lion went, caught hold of that lion. The lion started shivering. Oh, don't eat me, don't eat me, don't eat me. He started crying, he shivering. Then lion said, oh, you think you are also a sheep? No, I have to teach you. You are not sheep. Says, then, you are a lion, you are not a sheep. No, I can't produce, Start doing. And the lion said, oh, you don't know. Okay, come on with me. No, I can't come. Don't eat me. But lion dragged this baby lion and took it to a nearby lake. There's a beautiful lake, it was all calm, very pure water. And the lion said, you look at in the lake. How are you looking? Look at me. The lion looked at what it saw in the lake, its own reflection, just like in the mirror. You see yourself? It was seeing, and then it looked at the lion. Now you understand? You are a lion, you are not a sheep, okay? No, I'm a sheep, I'm shop, run away again. So the lion again went and caught hold of that baby lion. See, you have seen, your face, my sin is all same, no? So you are a lion, you are not a sheep. You are seeing all the sheep. There is so much of a difference. You look at your hefty body and nice body of the lion. No? So why do you think you are a sheep? No. Then lion says, okay, now you produce voice, not like sheep, like lion. No? And I will show you how you have to do. Lion, what it did? Roared like a lion. Oh, voice. And come on. You also produce that sound, like the roar of a lion. And And this was trying to, and just like the sheep, slowly started practicing. Several times it went on. Finally, the throat opened for the lion. It roared. See? Now you look like me and you can roar like me. Isn't that? And it said, So it started understanding. So maybe I am blind. No. I'm a sheep. Again it went back, running back. Again the lion went, caught hold of it, brought to his house. In the house, what was there? Food. What? Some animal food. It had cut and brought. It was eating. Normally what it does, the lion goes and picks on this thing. It cannot eat the whole sheep or the goat in one stone. So it will eat some of them and then keep it for the next day, the third day, fourth day. But lions do not have refrigerator. They will keep. And every day it will eat little. So come on, you come to me. And took this lion cub and said, come on, eat. Started, I don't like. No, eat properly. You're a lion, you're not a sheep. You don't have to eat grass. You have to eat the flesh of the animal. The goat, sheep, you have to eat. Come on, eat. Went on eating. After some time, we developed the taste. See, lion should eat the meat. And it ate, tasted it. So now we are convinced you are not a sheep. Why? You are like me. And number two, you can roar like me. And you can eat even the sheep and the goat like me. You are convinced you are lion? No. What happened? Lion understood. There is a cognitional transformation that took place. There is an understanding it came. A new lion was not created. Lion was already there. It had all the capacities of the lion. But it had forgotten. Why? It was with the sheep. So, in the process that it had been with the sheep, it went on picking up, that is the sheep. And acting like the sheep, eating grass, producing small things, being afraid, all that it was doing. Similarly, what the Upanishad says is, now we have got the big role of this world, and we think we are only body, and we do all these activities of the world in a way that we are only this body, nothing else, and we don't have any other capacities, we think. And just like the lion baby thought that I am a sheep, we also think we are very small, petty, and we are afraid of things. Like that lion was trembling. So for small things we get afraid. Why all this is happening for us? Because we have forgotten our source. We have forgotten our real home. We have forgotten our real Swarupa. And this is called avidya. This is called the Maya. And therefore, what Upanishad tells is, you have to unravel this mystery. You have to undergo first a cognitional transformation, a transformation in your understanding. I am not this body, I am that infinite thing. And then the actual transformation should take place. And if you start applying, your lives will change. So I had to conduct this experiment and go on doing that. We had one IT professional, very brilliant boy, and he was a very good job in Infosys. And you know, the job of Infosys is so tough that you have to meet the target. So morning and evening he has to work. Saturday, Sunday, holidays, but no Saturday, Sunday he could take holidays. He was 31 years old. He had his wife and children, and he could not meet. So his tensions and stresses increased, and terribly stressed up because of the profession. and slowly started developing cancer. And he went to the doctor, they said you have to take chemotherapy. And he started chemotherapy, slightly started improving. Then he started reading about cancer, how the cancer gets recaptured again, how it comes, because your days are numbered once you have cancer, because you can give only chemotherapy, radiation or surgery only, and he understood that it is going to spread. And therefore, what is the remedy? What is the remedy? Then one of his oncologists, his very close friend of Dr. Nagarata, he told, you see, in modern medical system, we don't have cure for cancer. But it's only in the yoga you can have good relief and development. So why don't you go to Dr. Nagarata? So that's how he came to Chamarajpet, had the consultation with Dr. Nagarata and came over here. I think it's about 22 years back. Then when he came here, he started hearing. He heard this lecture, the example of the lion, and how I think it is a sheep. And one by one he started understanding the deeper dimensions of Jnana Yoga. And he said, wow, I never heard about these things. In all of our education system, we are only in the matter-based paradigm. And now the scientific transformation is occurring, and as he started reading the book of Professor Amit Goswami. Then Amit Goswami, very brilliant quantum physicist, he wrote that book, Self-Aware Universe. And he understood that I have to turn tables. Right? Very brilliant. We have to move from matter-based paradigm to consciousness-based paradigm. What is the difference? In matter-based paradigm, you think everything is nothing but matter. There is nothing like prana, there is nothing like mind, emotions, intellect, consciousness, God, nothing is there. Everything is nothing but offshoot of matter. That's called matter-based. And that's how we coined a new term called upward causation. From matter, the whole consciousness, God itself, everything is created by matter. But he said big wrong. Here is a big avidya. And he brought out the Upanishadic concept. It's exactly opposite. That completely turned tables. He said it is consciousness-based approach. From matter-based concept to consciousness-based paradigm, you have to shift. Then he started running wonderfully well. Then I suggested, now read the book by Deepak Chopra, Quantum Healing. And he started studying the quantum healing book. Deepak Chopra was one of the topmost endocrinologists, a cancer specialist in Harvard University. And he was working in the hospital. And various patients used to come to Harvard. Most of the cancer patients had their days numbered. They would live for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, like that, because again it's going to spread. But he found some patients who underwent spontaneous increase of cancer. What is the spontaneous increase of cancer? He found one of his very close, very dear person who got cancer, breast cancer she had. And it aggravated. In 2 years, spread all over the body. And she went into the 4th stage of cancer. And everybody thought she would not live more than about a week or 10 days. All oncologists saw that. And suddenly something happened, she became completely normal. When she came back, Deepak Chopra tested her biopsy and everything was normal. So he wrote down the entire thing. He was very amazed how this can happen. Then in the second case, in the third case, in the fourth case, 7, 8 cases, he recorded all these things. And they are called as spontaneous regression of cancer. Then he asked, what is this? Is it a magic? How did this happen? You all believe once you have cancer, your days are numbered. You are going to die. But here, how these 7 people who were declared dead in 7 days, 8 days, they all come back and became normal. They are all living even now 10, 15, 20 years. Then he wrote in the second part of the book, Quantum Healing, that This is no magic. There's a big science behind it. That science is the Gnana Yoga. You have to understand you are not this body, you are that infinite source. Once you are pulled and pushed into the corner, in some cases there is going to be a boomerang and your knowledge will explode itself. And there is an explosion of this knowledge called the Gnana. In Patanjali terms it's called as Samadhi. In terms of Bhakti it's called the Sakshatkara. In the name of Gnana Yoga it's called the Gnana Sthiti. So all these people understood that I am not this body, I am that infinite source. This helped him. So he started working on that. He started staying here and started doing this intense practice, cyclic meditation. He wanted to go deeper and deeper into this thing. Then he learned the pranic energization technique. Started seeing how the prana shakti can be used to strengthen himself. And within 1.5 months, his biopsy showed normal. Then he said, this knowledge base has to be brought to the IT professionals. Therefore, when you are involved in work, you don't have to get stressed up. You understood the whole process of karma yoga and Gnana Sthiti, working in Gnana Sthiti. Karmani akarmaya pashyet. Yogastaha kuru karmani. He started working on that. Yesterday I used to have counseling with Nagaratna, we used to talk, and he went deeper and deeper and started finding himself wonderfully well, very happy. He understood that, yes, even when we are doing IT professional, you don't have to get stressed up. You must learn the art of working stress-free. We have to work in the Gnana Sthiti. Yogastaha kuru karmani. Attune to that inner self, you should do the action. Then he started developing small modules. And he left the job in Infosys. Yes, I want to now train a lot of these IT professionals and in the startup company. He went to Hubli and he started his own company. What is the objective of the company? How to do all these things in the background of yoga, in the background of Gnana Yoga. And people he took from the villages, people who are almost unread, and people who are in class 5, 10, 7 like this, and they brought them and started giving them wonderful IT dimension, computerization, computer education, and he started putting up the startups. Now he has thousands and thousands of people he has brought in Hubli, and he has built a wonderful company. What is it for? It says Gnana Yoga. Gnana Yoga is the thing. Everybody is taught. You take classes every day, morning, and ask them to sit in meditation and go. You are not a sheep, you are a lion. You are not limited, you are infinite. Each soul is potentially divine. So Vivekananda's thing. Everybody should think and go on doing it. So this is what should happen, right from beginning. Our children should be taught this great knowledge base. This is what our Gurukula system used to do. But everything is smashed. And we went to a matter-based paradigm again. You are only this body, you are stuck with the DNA, RNA molecules, and this cannot be changed. The gene expression cannot be changed, and therefore you are stuck with your personality, nothing can happen to you, and you have to have this thing, everything is totally wrong notion has come into our education system. The Gurukula system is God. So a new transformation has to be brought forth. This is what the Gnana Yoga gives us. And once you do that, the children will blossom. We started experimenting that way back in 1975-76, even in Arunachal Pradesh, in the area where the children, the people were almost like cannibals, and we have been able to bring the total transformation in the whole area. Not 1 or 2 or 5 or 10, it's a scaled up model. Thousands and thousands of people, the whole Arunachal Pradesh has been beautifully transformed into this thing, based on all the Yoga Shastra. Therefore, my appeal is everybody should grow and then work on this transformational process. Cognition transformation first. You must change your notion that I am just the body. And take this example, that I am not just a sheep, but I am a lion. I have got all the power, knowledge, power, bliss, freedom is our birthright. To be happy all the time is our birthright, Anandamaya Kosha. Therefore, all the time we must be full of joy, happiness and bliss we should have. And don't always have a different face like this thing. You should be smiling. See some of our children, how nicely they are always smiling, how much they have got transformed. All Bhagavad Gita. How many chapters he knows? 4 chapters. 6 chapters. Everybody is chanting. How, right from childhood, they have to bring this knowledge to it. Then children will grow, blossom like flowers. So that is the message that Jnana Yoga gives. Let us start working on that. And remember, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of life is to manifest that divinity. That is the goal. Let's contemplate on these thoughts. Let's try to keep eyes closed. Relax all parts of the body. Beautiful smile on the face. Look at the thoughts. Thoughts come and go, come and go. Very short duration. The thought comes up and vanishes, and there is a gap, a silence before the next thought comes. Thought, silence, thought, silence, thought, silence. Recognize the silence within us. In the mind, there is continuous silence in which the thoughts come and go, come and go. Like clouds come and go in the sky. At the mind level, we have a huge sky, infinite. It's called Chitta Akasha, the sky of mind. Everywhere that silence in the mind, in which the thoughts come and go, come and go. Let us tune ourselves to that inner global silence at the mind level. That state of silence is not a state of shunya, but is a state of purna. That's what Shankaracharya unraveled for us, and the Upanishads portrayed. The silence is infinite. Infinite bliss, infinite knowledge, infinite power, infinite freedom. That's what we all are. Shanta sthiti, trupta sthiti, ananda sthiti, siddha sthiti. Remember that again and again, again and again. Let us anchor ourselves. Let us bring about that cognition and transformation being experimented through silencing of the mind, tuning to that silence. That brings us the process of growth from unreality to reality, from ignorance to knowledge. The right knowledge takes us higher and higher. Come to Namaskar Mudra.